Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your Mercury Retrograde reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde? How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd, 2021? How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd, 2021? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd, 2021? How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd, 2021? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So this is what grounds us during this time, and this is what crowns us during this time. So we have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Page of Cups. So we're coming in as a student, getting information, from the most unlikely of places, but we're also learning about prosperity and what we desire and the gifts that are coming our way. We are crowned with the Five of Wands and the Four of Swords, which is that's so interesting. Okay, so the Five of Wands is chaos. It's battle for the sake of battle, arguments for the sake of arguments. There's somebody here who's being difficult just because they can be difficult, and they're making us need to step back. And this is going to be a person or a time that we need to step back from. And we need to just remember how far we've come, how much we've achieved, even if it's not everything that we thought it would be. But it's like the road has been hard, and there has been success. And we have to step back and we have to look at that success before we move forward and before we engage. Because there is so much that we're learning here. And if this person comes in, and as this person comes in and just says, you know what, this is what I've done, this is what I want, this is everything, we're going to want to engage and say, what the heck, what the heck are you talking about? But if we step back and we say, what have I learned? What have I learned? What have I discovered? What is it that I need to see here from this person who's spewing this nonsense? That's going to be really important. But it's also going to be really important for us, Cancer, when emotionally we are just overdone, where we have this inner conflict from ourselves. We feel like we're always fighting, we're always working, we're always trying to evolve. The people around us cannot be, and that's going to be really frustrating. We have to understand that everybody's on their own journey, but sometimes we want people to just wake up, just to see things. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. I like the 4 and then the 5 here, that progression or digression right there. It's nice. But yeah, we're crowned with a lot of chaos. A lot is brought up. A lot of miscommunications, misunderstandings. I mean, it's Mercury retrograde, so that's to be expected. So this is a very common problem when it comes to Mercury retrograde. So that's not going to be as bad as we think it's going to be. But the way that we step back from it is going to be super important. And the way that we look at everything that we've done is going to be super important. So let's see the chakra energy for this time. Cancer. How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde? May 29th to June 22nd, 2021. How will Cancer be affected by Mercury retrograde? May 29th to June 22nd, 2021. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. This one wants to come too, so we'll do those two. I don't know why I put them up there. So we have peace and we have divine wisdom coming forward. We have the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown, and we have the crown chakra coming in. So wisdom is coming and it is bringing us peace. So that's nice to know. And that's why we have the student energy here. Okay. What energy does Cancer need to be mindful of during Mercury retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd, 2021? What energy does Cancer need to be mindful of during Mercury retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd, 2021? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Page of Wands. This is all student energy. It's very interesting. So we're learning a lot during this time, but there's also a sense of a naivety to things. All right. So here with the Princess of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this would be the Page of Wands. And there's this real sense of needing to be mindful of people who are overly excited, who are they're just going to be overly passionate. And you're going to want to get right in the middle of that, because this is a time where we can feel like, I need to be in the middle of something big. I want to be a part of something more. And we definitely want to be. But this is going to be where the chaos comes from, because they don't have everything figured out. We don't have everything figured out. We're discovering we'd be more upfront and more honest. And this person might think they're being as upfront and honest as we are, but they're going to be looking at things in a very different way, in a very, what can I get out of it right now? And we're going to be looking at a more long-term plan, a more long-term approach. So that's going to be something to be very, very mindful of. It's going to be somebody who needs our help, who, says things in a very interesting way, who kind of pulls us in. And as we're pulled in, we think, oh, I can do this. I can help lead them forward. But we ourselves are going to be needing to discover. And so if we're helping this person move forward, we're going to be taking away time from ourselves, which we're going to think, oh, I'm communicating with this person. But it can be even, we could just say it. We could say, you know what, I can't be spending so much time on this project, or so much time, doing the project or whatever it is that you need to do. I need to focus on my work and my things too. This could be at work. This could be at home. Sometimes we get just swept into other people's worlds. And we're going to say that, and they're going to go, oh, okay. And then they're just going to keep on talking, or they're just going to keep on doing or asking, or, thinking, oh, okay, I'll leave you alone. But like, it's for 5 minutes and then they come back. So there's a frustration there with that. With the Page of Pentacles at our root, we're very much learners, discoverers, people who are going to be questing, seeking, diving deeper into things. We're going to be getting information, again, from the most unlikely of places. I always think of this as the story of Finn McCool, where he gets the wisdom from the salmon, because he touched the salmon, and I think he sucked his thumb. And all this wisdom then comes in because it was the salmon of wisdom. And so we're getting this wisdom, we're getting these ideas, we're getting these traditions that start to come to us, that are powerful and such a profound part of us during this time. We're going to have to look at things outside of the box, because this is a time to say why. And when people say, oh, it's always been that way, the sentiment is, well, isn't it supposed to change? Like, isn't there supposed to be newness coming in or fresh air coming in? And with the page of Pentacles, there's a sense of learning and discovering with our prosperity, but also meeting somebody who has new ideas when it comes to wealth. And again, because of Mercury retrograde, this is not a time where we want to be signing any documents. This is not a time where we want to be, making any really big plans about things. But this is a time where we can listen and we can learn and we can start to say, well, how can I expand my wealth? How can I, move things forward? How can I become more than where I am right now? And that becomes a very powerful part of who we are during this time. But we do have to be very mindful, especially when it comes to anything with money, because I'm just seeing this profound link between us learning, us developing, new ideas coming our way, new people that we're trusting, and the arguments coming. Because there's a sense here of this is a time to look, this is a time to kind of, do our research, get our toes wet. This is not a time to, charge headfirst and say, oh, I have this all figured out. I got this covered. So we're crowned with arguments. We're crowned with, passions running high, people seeing things differently. We're crowned with this sense of arguments for the sake of arguments, even when we're in quiet, calm moments, we might find that there's an agitation to us where there's a sense of, am I moving the right way? Am I heading the right way? Do I know what it is that I want? Things from the past start coming up and we think, oh, well, that was so stupid that I did this and I can't believe that I did that. And then that's where we need to step back and remember the road that we have walked. Not simply the frustration we have in the moment or the fact that, hindsight is 2020, but the road that we have walked, the hardships and the pains and the disappointments that we have been through. And it's acknowledging it. It's saying, I see that. I see that. And I give myself credit because I need to give myself credit. Or else it's always just going to be one battle after another. And the only meaning to it is going to be that I'm drained and that I am overwhelmed and that I don't know where I want to be or what I stand for or what it is that I desire. Instead of seeing how this all comes together like a puzzle. This Mercury retrograde has us listening. It does. Even though listening and talking and communicating, it's harder for us during this time. It's like, okay, but now I'm starting to see. Because there's going to be something here. And if we don't take the heed, like in little increments, what's going to happen is something bigger is going to happen. And all of a sudden, we're laid up in our bed, just sitting there staring at the ceiling, either utterly exhausted, utterly emotionally drained, or not feeling very well, giving ourselves finally a day to just not feel well, to just, crawl into the covers. And then we're going to start to say, wow, look at how far I've come. Look at how much I've been through. And look at how I always just pile things on me. That'll lead to another argument with ourselves if we don't use it as a time to step back and to learn and to grow our wealth from it. Because the wealth that's coming in doesn't necessarily have to start off as financial wealth, but it starts off as ideas and insight and coming togethers that we hadn't realized before. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's the path forward. That's the missing link. And we have to be very, very mindful of people who get us all riled up because we're going to want to. We're going to want to get all riled up and move forward and to think that the chaos, the excitement of it all is where all the answers are. And it's just not going to be. So be mindful of that. Peace, divine wisdom, the crown chakra, the soul star chakra. These are going to be the energies that we need to focus on, the places that we need to really embrace in order to steady ourselves, to stabilize ourselves, and to move forward with as much logic and knowledge as possible. Our subconscious chakra message is truth. The throat chakra. Speak your truth. Speak the truth as you see it. And this is a time to let the truth be your guide. Let the truth move you forward, mold you forward, lead you to what is more, and take away what is less. And you might find that people don't like it when you're speaking your truth because, people don't. And I mean, like there's this whole thing with speaking your truth, like people make fun of that. But there's a way of saying, I can only see what I see from my world. Like the only knowledge I have is my own. It's kind of like when we say, oh, history is written by the winners. Well, the only way that we write our books is through our eyes. Our series of our life is through our eyes. And it's being truthful with that. It's saying, well, this is how I saw that situation, where the person standing right next to us could have seen it completely differently. So it's being aware of that, but also being aware of differing opinions and that dialogue, that talking, that communication that at this time gets so muddled and is such a point of contention during this time, is also going to be the greatest freeing moments for us. It leads us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles only looking at prosperity and success and bounty and what can be gained and how to move forward, and not looking at what is needed. During Mercury retrograde, we can start to see other people's truths becoming our own. So we have to be mindful of that. The subconscious energy that roots us message is the Ace of Pentacles. And we're taking that gift. We're taking this gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine universe, to move through to a next level, to something more, to something powerful, to something with a greater understanding to it. And it's guiding us, it's teaching us. If we let it, divinity starts to move us forward. Divinity starts to give us ideas and coming togethers. And then it moves us to our subconscious message that crowns us, and that is the 10 of Cups. And they all live happily ever after. Because we're clearing out the poison. We're taking out the toxins, right? We're looking at the anger and we're saying, I'm seeing you and I'm unraveling you because I don't know why you're there. And then all of a sudden, we can start to see what makes us happy, the joy, the success that we're working towards. Because during this Mercury retrograde, it's dredging up a lot of things that are holding us back from our happiness. And it's letting us be able to see our happiness. What we really want, the bigger picture of what we're moving forward towards. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we are aware of the tricks and the intensity of this Mercury retrograde. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer.